the day and our 289 EU 289 career has ended, and we're gonna do a summary. I'm gonna do a summary, and we'll see the balance, the end balance of what we've achieved, and also what made the main difference, because there was something that made the difference that made this account so strong over the days and months. Months, basically, how many months? It's now 3 or 4, 289, 15 weeks in total. So this is like 15 weeks. I think I've won this Pantheon at least twice, as far as I remember, but maybe 3 times. Twice definitely. And I remember that once I beat Lord Phoenix because I knew that he was gonna change his formation to attack me. So I exploited how he would change his formation to attack me. And I basically set up my formation to work well against that. But now he doesn't really have basically a weakness. We will see the 2 fights. Windry got 2nd place, I got 3rd place. Because Windry managed to beat me, he basically cracked the code by accident. So that's basically over. Let's see not the Dragon Invasion, the Arena reward. We finished in position 1. P1, 500 diamonds. This is how you do it. Okay. Glory Arena. I finished only 2nd. That's weird. I didn't pay attention to it at all. I thought I was 1st there as well. How was I 2nd? I thought I was 1st. I'll double check. Oh no, Phoenix took it. Okay. Not a problem. I cannot be everywhere, right? So this means that Glory Arena is basically over. In the arena, I'm still 1st. Since then, Windry tried to attack twice. But let's see this. I'll also show you what happens with how I retook 1st place. It was also interesting. But you saw the proof that I finished the day 1st, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't like Lord Phoenix basically let me do it, because he actually retook 1st position right after I took it. And then I had to wait until the countdown reached 0. And then I attacked him and won. So I could have finished 2nd as well, but I didn't. Let's see that. So you see it was a back and forth thing. So I think you saw this in the last video, if you saw the last video. This is where the whole thing started. It was around like 5 PM, 6 PM, whenever. And you see that we got the upper hand and won in 1.5 minutes approximately. Then he came and retook the position because of the attacker's positioning advantage. You see the Shark Trainer here. Attacker's positioning advantage. Plus possibly other advantage. I don't know what is going on, but the attacker is always treated with an advantage in this game mode. Even if I don't exploit positional advantage. I have no idea why and how, but some buffs don't apply to me that apply to the opponent. I've seen this with Windry for months. Okay, so there is something weird in there. Then I think 2 to 3 minutes before the end, I came and conquered. Also seen, but rather conquered. He changed his formation a bit. You see. Let's see the units that die first. You see, all his units are still alive, and now he lost 1 unit. He lost the 2nd unit. I lost the priest. Crazy. He lost 2 more units, and from now onwards it's obvious. Basically, we cannot see what is going on because of all the effects. All the domains are activated. He has 2 domains, I have 1 domain, right? And this is crazy. This is really crazy. This is how top 2 players fight, basically. I don't want to be a part of this, just saying. So you see that basically we lost. And then during the last second, and he made some formation change. You see that he got like a marginally weaker. Not because he wanted to make my life easier, but because he changed his formation. In fact, I fell for his trick. Even though I had more than a minute to react, but I was doing some other things because I was about to go to the gym, yeah, at 9 p.m. I was about to go to the gym and I had to like find some keys and some other things, so I couldn't focus on this fully. And I went to this fight with the wrong strategy, and let's see what happens. Well, you now know what happens. Look at the charger of the opponent. At the bottom, the Shark Trainer. Now, the Shark Trainer is up against my Wasteland Walker, so and also the Wasteland Walker didn't meet the skeletons. That was one of the interesting things. So using the Wasteland Walker plus also taking all the 3 opponents, you see those, the back row, taking the back row, that was also decisive. And we still only lost 3 units, now 4 units. This is really interesting as well. And the opponent only has 1 last unit standing. Is it the golem? No, the golem is already dead. So you see that there is some fantasy in this formation. Let's see this once again with fast forward. This was a really interesting fight. And yeah, this cost him 70 diamonds, but this is the last day I'm doing this. I don't have every single evening like at 9 p.m. to fight, because I know in the Glory Arena I'm first more often than not when I focus on that one. But he's really active in a sense that we would basically position ourselves in a way that we take second place and attack at the last second, and then the other changes the formation. So we're like quite similar. The main difference between the 2 accounts, that I'm a VIP4 player, is like a VIP 10, 11, 12, I have no idea at this stage. Only the hero costs like $100. Then some of the, I'm sure there was some growth one to purchase, some other things, $300 at least. So you see, he normally deserves to be first based on spend. At the same time, I showed you that from now on, you know, if I had continued, this fight would have been so difficult that I would eventually have forced him to purchase some other things and just create a gap, right? And then I wouldn't have basically competed with the purchase, because my objective was, back in the days when I decided I'm not gonna spend anything more than these $30, then I was like, okay, let's get to first place and let's quit. And that didn't justify any more spend. And then I saw Windry purchase his $100 unit. Plus, he was VIP 7 already before, so you can imagine what is going on in here. And you saw Windry's performance. So this was the last fight. This was the very last one. You saw his performance at the end, right? We'll do it in slow motion. He has some bloodlust or something. So what is going on? Initially he's fine, and he even took 2 of my units. And my positioning is bad because he has the attacker's advantage, but look at this. Crazy, isn't it? It's not even close, like at all. It's not even close. That's despite synergy, despite all the units, despite having this crazy unit as well. So this is it basically. So you see, I didn't even play Battle of the Unions. I was second, by the way. This is one of my advantages. I always finished in the top 3. And with that, let's see the most important part, the strategy part of the video. Ranking. You see, well, we're not competing with these people at the top. It's crazy. Now, you see that I have 1,381 points. No one is close. Why? Because I always do this until I get 5 positive values. Sometimes I do all the 10, so that I stick to second position. Obviously Phoenix is stronger, so I have no chance. Here in the Glory Arena, every single day I fight for first position, and I get it like 5 days out of 7. So that's another small edge. One of my biggest edges come from the guild adventure. First of all, I do archery. Let's see my stats. Only 4th. Only 4th, because I didn't do the trading game, right? So I think Cleric and Phoenix just trade 6 arrows with each other. So still, it's a fine thing, and it's not a big disadvantage to do only this. One thing I do well, I think, and there you can see my corresponding videos, is the guild adventure. Short summary of what I do and how. Every single day, you first visit the guild commander. It takes 1, 2, 3 spots. As soon as you click on the guild commander twice, the first click just gives you the last week's resources. The second click gives you pathfinding, and with pathfinding you will have more movements available. Then I go to the I either go down once a week to collect these things once someone else has cleared these hexes, or I go straight up to the tunnel. If I collected those things at the bottom, I would go up to the tunnel anyway after a town teleport. Then I do my 3 fights, and then I see if there is anything to be collected up here. There is nothing. If yes, then I would just stay here and teleport up and go up. If there is nothing that is important, I go back down, go to the teleport, and in the teleport, first of all you check if it's worth collecting. Most of the time it's not. And in the monolith I go to the other 2 guilds. First to do the daily mission and the weekly mission, and the daily mission will secure me pathfinding for tomorrow. And then the next thing I do in the other guild is find this one, the diamonds, and raid for 20 diamonds. If I have enough movement points, I go to the other guild and raid 20 diamonds for there too. Here it's difficult because if this building is located here, you rarely ever have an option to raid both on the same day. But oftentimes the placement is like, if it's here, you have the chance to raid. If it's here, you have a chance to raid as well. It's a lot easier. So this is a difficult week for raiding both. And one thing is that you always have a 300 movement points. I never leave that on the table. And I also go back before finishing to the missions and take the other one. Take the other 100 movement points by completing one of the missions by moving just once. And this way, I do this every single day. Sometimes I go twice a day, but on the second time I don't have pathfinding anymore. So if there is anything important to collect, let's see, you go to the town, see, and what is worth collecting? Do I have any skills left? No, because I maxed out everything. Armor, I don't care about armor. So then you see, Cyclopses are amazing because they are needed for the war machine with the dragons. So you need to max out Cyclopses for that. That's one of the important things. But anyway, then you go right and get the resources. I mean, these are helpful, right? And check these units, for example, that can be purchased for tokens, and you collect all these, not with pathfinding. Now be careful, because if you want to do your run in the morning, it's better to return before you get the 0 value. You can see how much time it takes approximately. I'm not sure, you'll have to calculate. In that case, it's not available here. Anyway, your objective is to get as close to 350 but not exactly reach 350 by the time you want to start your time tomorrow. And for that, be optimal. So optimize your movement, that's important. And then you go here. So I use all my skills, teleports, everything, and I think I'm in like a top 1% in terms of guild adventure play. This is one of the advantages. Another advantage is that every single day I purchase this multiple times a day. You see the refresh time. If you optimize things, concentrate on the refresh time every single time. That helps. Some of these spare scrolls, especially, they are scarce resource. And gold, it's very hard to run out of gold with a VIP something account. With VIP 0, I have run out of gold multiple times. Now, here as well, I have pre-selected options to purchase, so that's important. And you see that I make the purchase every single time, everywhere, without exception. all the purchases, including these potions, including everything. If I cannot click, for example, now I cannot click, you see, then I know that what I need to do is close, reopen, and on the same day come back, and now I can click. Okay, this is something that you might not know, and then you may delay these things. Talking about these things, you can see that all my units are maxed out. Level 88. Even the weakest unit has level 88. I oftentimes do the rank up. You will never see me like have more than 100 tokens lying around. Maybe 15, yes, or 30, but never 100. I max things out all the time. I don't always have resources to max out the skills, and there obviously I favor my main formation and the second formation, but I max things out all the time, including talent. So if you check out a random unit, for example, whatever, like this one, look at talent. It's maxed out or close to maxed out. This one not, because I don't have the resources, but this one absolutely. Look at the skill. Well, it's not maxed out because I stopped somewhere here. And I was saving, yeah, I stopped somewhere like around here. I was saving for maxing out the 15 out of 15 skill, all 5 of the Red Lord, which I did. This was one of the reasons why I won. Now, one unfortunate thing is that I finished a bit too early, slightly too early, because you can see that all we need now is 50 tokens, just 50 tokens. Before that it was 69 tokens, but I optimized things a bit. I'll tell you what, basically I destroyed my account just a bit, so I spent 1,000 diamonds or so in total, a bit more, on things that I wouldn't have spent. One thing that I spent today, because it was my last day, is a 300 diamond purchase here. You see that Chaos is unlocked. Now I can get Chaos keys every single time. Technically I could still purchase Chaos, but it doesn't pay off because now we have Covenants, and Covenants are better. By the way, one constructive criticism towards the game, please, chances, so implement chance probabilities. In the European Union it's in theory mandatory, right? Like in practice it's supposed to be. So Ubisoft is a relatively big company. Winning probabilities and transparency is important. Now I understand that if things are not obvious and not transparent, in that case people just get an informational advantage through trial and error. Some have better information processing capacity, others don't. And some other people substitute information processing capacity with gambling. And that's the dangerous thing, because if you don't know everything, sometimes people just tend to gamble randomly. And this is dangerous. I don't recommend that in general. It's not hard to write down the odds and everything. Also, it future-proofs the game, right? It future-proofs the game in a sense that if one day you get an audit, which I hope you won't, in that case you will have a chance to see probabilities and everything, because here I'm not seeing the value of this key, this extra key, not this key but this key at the bottom, and I click here, let's see, fine, and tokens, I'm looking for these obviously. But what's the probability that I'm getting this? I need the chances, the odds, the probabilities, so that we understand what the frequencies are. Because that would imply that we know the value, corresponding value. Oh, and maybe we do know this, and maybe it was my fault that I didn't. Oh, there you go, there you go. Good job, I take everything back. Amazing job from the development team. In some cases like Lucky Scam or Lucky Snatch it's a bit harder, but here. Geared limited edition pack, about 30%. SRR and materials. So you have a 30% chance of getting this. Thank you. So apologies, once again, it's good job that you had this. So, you see. This is important. It's just you have to look. Maybe I need to inspect Lucky Scam a bit better too. So, another advantage, I've shown you this before, illusory reshaping. I max out all the missions, always max out all the missions. And I go for courage because of these skills. Once I'm done with courage, with my 256 account I'm done, I go for stamina, and then I go for the rest. And I always get these yellow, well, not yellow, what is it? Blue butterflies, not the purple ones. Here, you can catch me change this. Here, you need to, first of all, if you have enough butterflies, you go from 0 to 10 with everything. Then the 10 to 30 are unlocked. And always select the ones that you're up against. So for example, if my main opponent was not Lord Phoenix but Winry, in that case I would go back with this. And I know Winry plays mainly Order, so I would max out the Order, because in this case you would increase your chances against Order. And then I'll check what other units. For example, if Winry had a Dark Elemental as well in the mix, in that case I would go to Life, because oddly enough Dark Elemental is Life. And first I do the top one, then the second one, right? But at the moment, this was not the way to go. It was, what was Phoenix playing? Strength. So Phoenix was playing Strength, so against him, it was Strength that I was doing. Okay. Now I'm gonna surprise everyone. I will decrease this to 0. There you go. Let's see, is my strength gonna go back? No, it's high watermark, so if once I reach this, I will always reach this. So, okay, well, this means that I can simply go back. By the way, it's a lot easier to do this with a mouse than with tapping, but it's also possible with tapping. I've tried this out multiple times. So strength maxed out for Lord Phoenix, and Order, because he has a golem, a dragon golem. That's a tower unit. So that's the idea. That's what I do. This is a big chunk of my adaptability as well, not just power. So you see, we got back the power. Yeah. Wait for the finalists, wait for semifinals. I'll just claim everything. It doesn't matter at this stage anymore. So you see. Then what else? So power advantage, Dragon League. I did my batch because I had to, but you see that I'm at 6,400. I go as far as possible every single day. Once I finish, once I know that I lost 3 matches in a row, because then I need to wait a day so that the weaker opponents advance. So that's something I do as well, and I do the purchases accordingly. And I also prioritize. Here, I click here every single day. A lot of people miss this. Get the missions, and then I purchase whatever is worth purchasing, except for today when I forgot to purchase the permits or whatever else. I was so concentrated on optimizing stuff that I forgot this purchase. Stupid me. One other thing is here the emblem store, and it refreshes multiple times a day. Now it's gonna refresh in about like 4 hours. This is another thing that is worth doing. I also redo the emblems. I'm not doing the roster emblem optimization that I used to. It's like early game stuff and you don't even know what you're doing and your formation changes. So obviously if you switch from castle, because that's your main formation, to strength for instance, because you got some cov units, then obviously you need to change a lot of units in the roster. This is another thing that you do. So don't forget that. Also, every single day you pick up the 1 diamond thing. I think I did this. Here. On some days it doesn't hurt, these 90 diamond purchases. Not every day, because of first your primary objective is Covenants. Until you have a 6-star Red Lord for instance, or whatever, Divine Herald, I'm not even considering purchasing. There is a Sunday event anyway. But this is not a bad idea either. And in the store, oftentimes you have 2 1 diamond purchases. It's like 4 times a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think. Or it's only Sunday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. Possible. 3 or 4 days a week, you have the event for a given faction. And for the same reason, you might want to save your silver keys. I had more than 2000 silver keys, I just didn't have any use of them. And given that my opponent Phoenix got like 200,000 stronger from yesterday to today, he did something really strange, something extra. I had no other choice but to tap into this. But normally I keep at least 500 to 1000, and on some accounts I keep like 2000, 3000 plus. So yeah, that's the idea. Also artifacts. Regarding artifacts, what's important is that I prioritize. So I didn't take, this is a huge advantage with respect to all my opponents. I didn't take this artifact, I'll soon show you which one. This one, Power of Dragonfather. I only had one component because it was free. It was free, I'm not sure if it was in the arena or somewhere, but I got it for free. Most of my opponents unlocked this artifact, it's garbage. Instead of this, I future-proofed my account that I'm quitting now with Cornucopia level 2. Because it gives me Star Soul Stones that are gonna be scarce, somewhat scarce. And I'm considering Envoy's Pen as well, because my opponents got it, but I rather focused on Tarot instead of Envoy's Pen in the last event, because that was the more immediate advantage. And unfortunately I finished this hero armor with just 2 pieces. Originally, my original plan was that I stick around for 2 more weeks, and then if there is legendary armor next week or the week after, I had like 50 artifacts pending. But I just basically spent those 50 artifacts and I got a Cornucopia piece instead. Because I was not gonna use it. If there was hero armor this week, then I would have pulled those 50 artifacts. So that's another advantage, strategic. The Dragonfather, it's a useless thing. Also, Armageddon's Blade, Sword of Frost, on other accounts I unlocked it. It doesn't make any sense at this stage, because you get a lot of what is this? This one. Lot of Titan's Thunder components for free. It was not hard to get it to level 4. I stay on level 4 and I'm not missing Sword of Frost or Armageddon's Blade. I go for hero armor straight away. It's a grind, but you can get hero armor in like 30 weeks, I would say. If you focus on it. Yeah, 30 weeks, I know. Twice the amount that I'm playing. So that's the idea. This is the edge that I took. One last thing that I'm doing, because actually I don't hate the other players that I'm playing with, or I was playing with, is that, listen. So I will go to the arena and defense. And I'll keep this for entertainment. I'll remove the defense for all the units. Let's see, which unit should I use? Yeah, I have all these funny units. So maybe I use like this unit. There you go. Hero wise. Tear them apart, amazing. Which hero should it be? Yes, some clumsy hero, I would say. You know what? I'll do the Spartan and this unit. There you go. And unequip all of them. Confirm, yes. Wait a minute, it's unequipped, right? Yeah, it's unequipped. Good. So I'm just basically removing all the, like, everyone. Okay. So out of top 10 in the arena and glory arena, I have removed defense. Well, this is a lie, because I will remove defense in the glory arena. But it's not, it's like a temporary thing. So let's see. Okay, this is one. Second one. And the third one. I don't really have time to go back to the adjutants or whatever. Okay, so here they can just, let's see, is my defense transparent? I hope so. Because you know that you can hide your defense, so I'm showing now. Good. So basically that was it. That was it. Basically I've removed all the defense that I have. Anyone can beat me at this stage. And with that we're finishing hopefully this whole journey. Hopefully this was an informative video. I mean, for 15 weeks, right? $30 or 15 weeks. Hopefully you see that it may be worth for some people, may not be worth for others. And you see that we got the maximum out of it. We finished in first place in the arena. Yes, it's possible. It's possible to beat like higher VIP players. Like, come on. If you don't want to engage with the game in the same way how I did, which was partially the reason why I quit, because if I'm competitive, then obviously it takes a bit more energy. I don't have this energy to sustain. It was just to prove a point. This point has been proven. That's it. Now on my main account there is no competition anymore. If you don't want to be this competitive, then your choice is long game. On every single account I've seen, and this is already my third server, people always quit. People always slack off, and that's when your time will come. And you can take first place. Good luck with that. And with this I'm finishing the VIP4 journey. Maybe I'm thinking about what happens if I log in 2 days. You will see some event, a reactivation event, and we might see the results. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this, but it's also informative because it's possible to strategically skip 1 day or skip some time and then log in. It's also a possibility. And with that I'm signing off with the last chapter of the VIP4 competitive